What up, Thu?
Lock in your wins with Djbigboss's UFL picks. Want the inside scoop on the upcoming UFL games? Tune in to Djbigboss's UFL betting show, live every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there.
What up? Oh, yes, indeed. We are live, man. Good morning, everybody. Great morning, everybody, from here, there, and everywhere. We got an exciting show today. I got my man Ramon coming in with us once again. Y'all already know. I've been doing much better with Ramon on the show, but we're gonna get right on into this, man. I hope y'all having a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in advance. We got to get them pockets filled up so we can buy more flowers and more cards and more candy and more thises and that. So y'all already know we're going to get this thing going quick. Let me get my man Ramon in here. Ramon, fresh off of Tony Picks, man. I know you are tired, but I appreciate you jumping in for a little UFL before you take a break for the day, man. How's it going? How was the show this morning?
Hey, real good because we saw those results in the playoff action last night, and we see what happens tonight. But I was up watching some tennis all night and stuff. But we know we got today in the UFL, Big Boss, one of the biggest games of the season this afternoon, I would think, right now. So, pretty good matchup certainly today with the Battlehawks and the Stallions. I'd say it's at this point of the season, want to see where these teams stand against each other.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Biggest game of the season. And this was anticipated all season to me, this matchup here. I kind of knew the Battlehawks would have everything going at this point in time because, they're hosting the championship over there in St. Louis. So every team, gets a little excited when it's time to be in position to have a home championship game. So we've been waiting on that, and Birmingham Stallions, they came in and did exactly what they're supposed to do, and they're sitting pretty right now. But before we jump into that game, let's just keep it rolling and go into our first game today. Shout out to the chat, too, man. We got plenty of people showed up early in the chat. My man AT from North Carolina. What's up, my guy? Glad to see you in the chat. And also we have Smoking Mirrors. Smoking Mirrors, man, been hanging around us for so long. It's ridiculous, and I appreciate him. And shout out to Smoking Mirrors. He's one of our newest members today. That's right, new members on the UFL show as we continue to grow, man. We appreciate you, Smoking Mirrors, and, stay tuned for some we send some information out to our members first when we post pics and stuff like that, and also you can take advantage of the 15% off on all of our merchandise that we have. And here's a QR code for you guys who may not have seen it, but if you're watching us on YouTube, you probably see a direct link to our merchandise store where you can get your Who-Bangin apparel. And everybody knows Who-Bangin apparel is great nowadays. So let's jump into this first game right here. Memphis Showboats and the Renegades. So this week, Ramon, I just kind of tallied up. I did kind of my own analysis and rankings of all the teams according to where they were at offensively, defensively, and pass defense, run defense, and also first downs, how they do on third downs, and ultimately turnovers. And from running all of everything, Memphis Showboats look worse than the Renegades. They look like the worst team in the UFL. And on top of that, they're not getting the numbers out there in Memphis like they would like them. So they're playing in the hub right here, Renegades. Renegades always have an advantage playing in the hub because that's where they're at all the time. That's where they're used to and everything. So they have the most usage of their own field and all that stuff. And last week they had a good performance. I mean, just mismanaged the game basically. And I could see Bob Stoops over there just mismanaging some stuff. He already said last year that he's out here for fun and games, to keep himself busy, and he enjoys just having those young guys around him. So, what you thinking going into this game? Did I miss any details about this matchup right here, Ramon?
Well, no, I mean I have to. Do I have to eat my uh, with Luis Perez? Do I come here and say I was wrong, or was I? But he's had a great year. It's funny, right? Big Boss, they have their defense is absolutely is he can sling it all over the yard, but if these guys can't, uh, you know, one thing also convert. I'll give you that much too. I mean, certainly the defense. So when you're allowing those kind of points, right? These two teams both allowing almost 4 touchdowns a game, right? Arlington coming in allowing 25 and a half, and Memphis allowing 28 and a half. Billy said Arlington getting their first W today? I would think so. We're on a show. I don't know if it's fair or not, Big Boss, but you were in a chat, and I said, yeah, I like them. They were 4.5, I think, at the time you were in there, and I said I like
Yeah.
Arlington this week, but I'll still consider them at 6. Pretty bad team, so maybe it will be just a touchdown game. Maybe we could just take them to win, but I would think if I can go back to my man Luis, I mean, um, what was I saying? Well, I don't know what else. I was trying to eat my words or something, right? Because I said, "Oh, he's going to be great." He has been good, but they just aren't able to win. So I would think as long as you can shut down Memphis's passing game a little, they do have a little bit they can do. If they can shut down David Davis, I would think that will be enough to win the game here. So. Williams is starting for Cookus here in this one, right? So, I think that I don't know. I don't know if I have any good enough ratings on those. Billy might he might rate every player here with these guys, but Davis. Also, they try to throw to him, and he doesn't always get the catches. I'm gonna still roll here. I think my play is just gonna be the Renegades, and I got to lay 6.5 with you here on the show. Oh, it says 5 on the screen, but Billy said 6, and right now it is pretty much 6 everywhere. 5.5 here at the Stations Casino, just down the street. I guess I could get in my car, but I'm gonna take the Renegades here. Nothing on the total really. I think I've given you almost all totals every time I've seen you, but nothing yet here on the total. I will I can mention certainly right now that Showboat's 4-2 to the over because of that defense.
Mhm. Yeah. So I think Memphis Showboats. I was high on him early in the season with Case Caucus. I thought he would do a good job, and when he's out of there, they're lost on offense without Case Caucus. So no way I could back those guys today. But the Renegades, Luis Perez. So we have these type of quarterbacks and players in the NFL and pro sports period that I call them stat players. And Luis Perez looks absolutely incredible on paper, but the fact that his record is 0-6 is just crazy, right? So it's just a player that goes out there and gets things done for the stats. Now there's players that do that purposely, and then there's players that just so happens to be it. But yeah, Luis Perez today. I'm just gonna take him on the money line and the exotic because I'm bleeding 4 units for the season. Minus 4 units. I'm trying to get comfortable wins so that I could at least balance this out and getting the green a little bit. I gotta get some money out here. But I have the Renegades. I see the Renegades getting their first win for sure. That number increasing from where it was, like when I did this layout here, it was at 5, but it's all the way up to 6.5 now. Do I trust Renegades with a whole touchdown? Absolutely not, because the back door is always open in this UFL game because of the the rules and stuff. And now we're starting to see teams take advantage of the kickoff too. They're getting, teams are landing on the 40 and the 50 after those kickoffs sometimes, just with a little bit of movement. So that gives them great field position, and they should be scoring a lot more. That's why last week I on the Sunday show, because I was out in Vegas and I jumped in on Sunday with Dom and them. But I was saying that
Okay.
the books kind of have 40, 42 basically as their medium for the total. And I think it's kind of stale. I don't know why it's still there, but they kind of proved me wrong because the last game on Sunday didn't go over, but had plenty of chance to go over. They got stopped on the goal line. They took a touchdown off the board. It was tied up. It was close, but yeah, I think as you see this week, the numbers are going up a little more. It's a little more 45s and 43
Mm.
and 46. So, when the books adjust, a lot of times you have to go the opposite because, they just like us. They trying to find their way and have an edge on the game as well. So as far as the total, I'm just going to stay off in this game. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if I could get a team total, I'll probably take it with the Renegades. I'm pretty sure Luis Perez is going to get in the end zone, but it's how their defense are going to react and how the Showbucks are going to adjust at quarterback. Maybe the Showboats get in the end zone, but then maybe they struggle and not. So I'm going to
Billy's
stay away.
got this a low scoring game. I don't know. I felt like it was just when you got two bad teams. I thought it was going to be, but Billy's right on a lot of these type of games. But I thought it was going to be like, like you were saying about Perez, like this could be a game where, he does put up some big numbers and we get a game that I was thinking more in the, oh, well, I'll just roll with the side here, defer to Billy a little bit.
Yeah.
But he said right there, Perez stat patter, which kind of would say to the over. And I don't think he'll struggle here against this in this situation. I mean, certainly the defenses might.
Yeah, but he goes hot. I know overall, Luis Perez, he goes hot and cold. Let's hope he comes out hot and stays hot. Billy, we got to get you on the show with us
Bring
next
him
week,
on here
Billy.
right
We're gonna
now.
be
I mean,
in week 8. We need you on here, man. It's just us three locked in on this UFL in our sports betting community, right? So we might as well put it all together and give the people what they want. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that game. I'm gonna keep it rolling and going over to the big game of the day,
yeah.
the game that everybody's waiting for. And that's right here. That's the Battle Hawks on the road at the Birmingham Stallions. Stallions, I mean, Skip Hope, man. I'm looking at this one from a coaching perspective. Both of them have the guys to get the job done, right? But Holtz over there, Skip Holtz is a way classier coach than Andrew Burkett over there at the St. Louis Battlehawks. But this will be a big test for him. Like if he wants to move away from the UFL someday and possibly get a position in the NFL or possibly get a position, in college somewhere. He's gonna have to beat this guy today. And Skip Holtz, I like this is his zone. Like he didn't even have this much success when he was in college coaching. So this is his spot right here. This is a market that he's loved. He has great relationships with the players. He has dual quarterbacks. He's been booming with this team for years. Only thing that they're lacking really at the Stallions is a fan base. They should have a way huger fan base due to the recent success that they had in the USFL and now in the UFL. So, yeah, great matchup right here. Absolutely, I'm on the Birmingham Stallions. Like I said, I think Skip Holtz just a lot better. But I don't like the number in between this one either because I think the Battlehawks will compete. The thing about it, if I would kind of lean AJ McCarron and the Battlehawks in the first half because you always get the best out of AJ early. It's the stale part of the game later on is where things start happening. They either have to come back or something like that. But recently in the success, because they've been a lot better than the other teams, their defense is really good. I have to give the defense a lot of props. But AJ McCarron, I'd never trust the guy to tell you the truth, but he's proven me wrong also. But so I give him some points today too. Some points are going to get stored here, but it's another one of those things where the books are all the way up to 47 and a half. Either you're going to look at that and say, hey, they're trying to tell you what's going on, or you're going to look at that and say they're lost. And I'm going to go the opposite way because it's sure enough big games with big teams become unders because of if you're losing, you want to slow the game down so you can get back in the game. Like there's so many reasons to play a low scoring game in these big matchups. So Right here for me, it's Birmingham Stallions on the money line. That's my play for the day. I'm going Renegades Stallions money line. It's plus 115. It'll get me a solid unit. I'm down 4 units. I just want to make increments so that I could finish the season on top. So that's my play today. It's worked for me this season too. I did a double money line play for I think it was like 110 or something, and that cashed for me too. So maybe that's my spot. As a better, you have to find in a sport, you have to find where your niche is. And money line parlays is something that I do a lot in college basketball. And I'm kind of taking that same approach towards this right now. And that's my spot for the day. Um, Birmingham Stallions and Renegades on the money line plus 115. What you got on this one, Ramon?
Yeah, you know what? We'll always agree. I'll try the Battle Hawks here. Look, I also like McCarron. If I had to compare him though to Martinez, I think Martinez still has a shot at the league. To be honest with you, he looks really good. 300-yard passing games in a row, and he has that makeup that you need as a. I'm not saying he'll be an NFL starter or anything, but I think this man could get back he could get to the NFL somehow, and maybe a great championship or something would do it. He's already starting to get plenty of attention for his great season here, but I'm still going to take St. Louis in this one. Look, Birmingham's defense has been awesome. St. Louis has to fix what's going on third down for sure. Here they've really been that's been their trouble spot for McCarron actually, but. Billy said, "Look at that, back here in Birmingham." So that's what I'm going to end up doing. Is I'm going to go ahead and take the 4.5 points. And yes, I think under to me does seem very, very good. The quarterbacks have been good, but I think Birmingham's defense allowing just 14.8 points per game. Yeah, I think this one's going to be more toward the under, even with these good quarterbacks. And I think what you could see is actually Martinez making the plays maybe down the stretch to get them in position to win, maybe in that one of those low scoring games we talked about, 21 to 21-20, 23-20, something like that. And I'll take St. Louis still to get the money in a great game for the UFL. Hopefully it works out.
Wow, we're on other sides
Yeah.
today, and
Yep.
so let's explore that because you got me tempted to lay in the points right here, and I want y'all to just pay attention right here because this is how um, being in a fellowship of other cappers can enhance your capping. So for me hearing what Ramon has to say right here, it kind of moves me, even though he has some great points there with the Battlehawks, but it kind of moves me closer towards the Stallions because I think with the pressure coming from the Stallions on AJ McCarron, that might be his downfall right there. He hasn't had that many people in his face to have to make some of those plays, and sometimes he's hot and cold too. So I think that Stallions could definitely cover, as a matter of fact. So I think I might lay a little something on the Stallions minus the points. Just capper versus capper,
Yeah.
and you just
No, again,
you know. You,
for my side to come through in this one, Big Boss. So I think when you look down at the statistics, if the Battlehawks have a poor night on third down, they will not get it done. If they can improve on third down, I will get the money. That's the way I feel about the game, and I can't guarantee it, but that's where I'm looking for their improvement today with McCarron on third down to keep them in a low-scoring game here. So we'll go
yeah.
against one another, and in the biggest game of the year, we got to do it.
Yep. Pressure bust a pipe. Pressure bust a pipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. This for the people, for the culture and everything. I'm just go ahead. They got it at -4 for the Stallions, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the Stallions -4. Lock that in. Stallions -4 for me, and my guy Ramon gets +4.5 because that's where it was when the show went up. But yeah, I agree with you, Billy. Like Billy said, McCarron back to Alabama is home state, but I don't know if that's to his advantage or his disadvantage? He Because it's not like you're dealing with the greatest NFL player or somebody. There's people probably from Alabama like, no, that guy's not that great. So I don't know if that's to his advantage or his disadvantage, but he's on top of his game right now. Like, if I was his motivator or a good friend or anything, I'd be like, man, the light is shining on you. You need to come and give the best performance you ever had playing football in this game today to kind of engrave your name in the sand. But that's just where I'm at. Anything else you want to add to that before we go on to the next one, Ramon?
Nope, just make sure everyone there is listed 4 p.m. Eastern here. The big game. Or is that wait? Is that no? That's our time, right? Big,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and after this game, don't pay attention to the times
Oh
because
no, yeah.
I
One.
messed them. I
Yeah.
messed them up after this.
Okay. 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. This is the big one. If you're gonna watch one game, if you don't watch, this is be the one. Hey, I better check this out. This is going to be the big, the best two teams right now. Anyway, seems like that's how it's going to be towards the end of the season as well. Here, so go ahead.
Yeah, let's just keep it moving
Nope.
right there. Yeah, and like I said, ignore my time today. I was rushing and that overlooked
I
me.
might have a connection issue with you, Big Ball. I thought it was you, but I think it's me
Oh
on
yeah,
my
I hear
end.
you. I hear you, but I don't see you moving. But Streamyard, it should work its way out though, or you can go out and come back. Yeah, there you are. You back. But let's keep it moving into this one, and the correct time is 12 p.m. Eastern, right here at DC, and that's tomorrow, Mother's Day. So this game, I tossed and turned with it a little bit. Okay, according to what I mapped out in my new rankings of the teams, I have the Panthers ranked above DC Defenders. DC's Defenders, it's taken a while for them to recover from not having Abram Smith. I'm pretty sure much of their game plan going into the season was to rely on that run. And they've been adapting. I've told everyone early in the season, Barlow over here, he he's just like Anthony Beck. They improve week in week. They improve. They don't decline. They improve. So he had a little. He barely squeezed that one out last week. As a matter of fact, but he's having a little improvement. And last week the improvement was on the offensive line. They get another player back on the offensive line this week, and there was a coaching change or something on the offensive line. So there's gonna be more time for Tamu in this one. And when Tamu can get loose, it's a win when he can do what he does, being effective on his feet, also in the air. So yeah, Tamu. Temu is, I kind of like the guy, but then again, when he's not doing well, he does suffer. But that DC Defenders defense is the one that's coming along. So beginning of the season, they didn't have many turnovers or nothing. Like it took like 4 weeks for them to get their first pick and stuff like that. And the defense has turned up. Now, this Michigan Panthers team has adjusted to the injury pretty good, at the quarterback spot, and they're able to move the ball around. They have a pretty decent defense too, and I was really high on them. I was like, yeah, you know, so what about the DC Defenders, bear snake and home field advantage and crowd and all that stuff, but not so much today. I woke up yesterday and I was like, you know what? Defense. This is a perfect spot. If you look at the lineup, this is defense. DC defenders' chance to have a chance at that second spot in the division to go to the playoffs. So this is a big game. This is just as big as the Birmingham game for both of these teams right here. If DC defenders can get past Michigan Panthers in this one, they even out and they both have a shot at going to the playoffs. So in both of their respectable divisions too. So it makes a difference, even though it's outside division play. So I'm on the DC Defenders in this one. Bring out the beer snake. Let the home team get those seats in those butt cheeks in those seats, and get some people tuned into this early on the Sunday, and we might have something with the DC Defenders. And I feel like the DC Defenders last year was robbed in the XFL because they was a superior team. So they got robbed late, and Arlington took over last year, and I think this year they get the benefit of doubt. They get the win right here, and they stay hot I'm going DC Defenders. As far as the total, I'm not even bothering. If I had to say anything about it, I would say over because it's another one where they're sticking that 40, 42. The book, that 43 tells me, and the even tell me the book don't know shit about this game. So the more you can break this game down, the better you can beat the book. How you feeling, Ramon?
I think we've got another disagreement. I'm gonna go with Michigan. I think look, the defense of the defenders is where I have the biggest problem. And I think they have a problem stopping the run. Now, Michigan will need to run better, and I think they can. That's what they're gonna need to do here to keep control of this game a little bit. So I'm gonna end up with Michigan. I think they'll be able to run the ball. They're the team averaging they're the higher scoring team, the better defense coming in. Sure, DC may have a little momentum, 3-3 now, but Michigan's still 4-2. I'm going to go with Michigan here to win this one. So another disagreement again and again. I think uh, box score check off if they can't. Get the run. If they don't have a running game going, I expect Michigan to have a strong running game here against DC's bad defense. They will be able to, stay in this game, give me a chance to win. I'm going with them. If they can't run, I'm done. Will not.
Yeah,
DC will win.
yeah, I think Barlow right there, coaching, could plug up that run just good enough for them to get a win, and that's why the number's going to be close. It's going to be an exciting game to watch, but I'm sorry to say, the tiebreakers in the chat. My man Billy likes the beer snake too. He's on the DC Defenders. He says Temu looked good in the first week, having above 60% pass completion. Yeah, Temu takes care of the ball, but it's the third down percentage is that messes the defense DC defenders up. So if they can get their third down today, I'll kind of slightly lean under because basically, if you look at it, you got two teams whose strength. Well, DC, their strength supposed to be the run, but you got two teams that are defensive minded. I'll say so. The ball should get ran, or teams that are defensive minded, even when the run is not working, they keep touching on it, keep touching on it, keep touching on it. So,
Okay, well, don't
um,
forget, I've got the. You talk about guys who, are going to the NFL. I have the NFL kicker on my team.
oh yeah, that could mess up the total. Kick, kicking 60
He had
yarders, but
another
guess
one, right? Didn't he have another boomer
yeah,
last game?
yeah. What was it 50, 54 or something like that? Yeah, he did it again. But this DC Defenders team is outdoors, right? That stadium's outdoors.
All right, all right.
Yeah, let's throw a little wind in his face or something. But these kickers at the UFL are doing the best. I think if anyone has a chance of going to back to the NFL and being effective, it's these kickers in the UFL because they look good. But that's something we have to examine, right?
Yeah.
Because spring ball is a total different climate that they're kicking in compared to, NFL that happens all in the fall and the tail end of the summer. So uh, maybe real life weather conditions, time of the year makes a difference. The humidity in the air, all kinds of stuff. But that's something we'll have to dig deep in on a
Yeah, those
whole.
are the boomers. He's still the best in the league. So
Yeah. But that's all I have on that game right there. Let's keep it rolling to the last game of the week. And these last games of the week, somehow they have an impression on the league and brings you back for the following week. And this is going to be this is the Houston battle right here. I mean, not the Houston battle, but the Texas struggle right here. You got the San Antonio Brahmas and the Houston. Anybody who knows anything about Texas, all of those stupid regions of Texas think they better than the other reason. Houston think they better than Dallas. Dallas think they better than San Antonio, and San Antonio falls into Austin. San Antonio and Austin. So wild day tomorrow for the Texas folks right here. I'm pretty sure they'll be out doing their thing. Now, the Houston Roughnecks, they haven't had the butts in the stands like they should, whereas the Brahmas are doing just fine going into this. But looking at so every time I think about the Brahmas, I have to remember that they're really the Houston Roughnecks in the XFL from last year with Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, he fixed the Brahmas when he added Chase Gabbers, and they were doing so well. But now with Dormady at quarterback, we know Dormady last year from the Galaxy. I mean, from it was the Guardians, last year, and Guardians was the Renegades last year. They could play pretty good in the game, but somehow they walked away with an L. And he had a lot to do with that, Quentin Dormady, because he was put in the right position a whole bunch of times, and he didn't follow through over there. And I just can't back him in this game right here. And then when you look at the Houston Roughnecks, so coach, what is it, CJ Johnson over there, he does the same thing the coach, I can't remember the coach, is the ex-football players for the Guardians last year, but he mimics the same bad habits as him, talking crazy to the players. You can hear it, arguing with the coaches. And I really don't like standing behind teams. Like, if you can't do the small things, then how can we get the big things? Definitely, the performance on the field from the Roughnecks defensively, more than offensively, have been pretty good. And this sleepy Brahmas team, they always want to play with the lead. Like, they could get the lead, then they want to go lackadaisical and then have to defend the lead. Or first half, they're coming from behind. They just figure they're so explosive at any time that they could just play the game any old kind of way and try to close it out at the end. But as much as I don't like CJ Johnson, I think taking that 3 points with the Houston right here could be the spot for this game. Now, as far as the total at 40, like I said, I think that's just a number that the book sticks out there. So I would lean over 40 because, once again, the Brahmas can, with Lattimore, they have three big targets at wide receiver. They can move the ball, but I don't see Quinn Dormley getting away with the win. And if they don't do well on offense, and that will mean that Houston beats them on defense, and the game does stay under. So only play I got in this game is give me the points with Houston at home. Give me the home dog, baby.
Yeah, the total's 38 now, Big Boss. So, and that's because, and that's, mostly because of the fact that we aren't really seeing, well, just look at the point, maybe the points allowed might be a good indication here, right? You have the Brahmas allowing just 17.3 points per game. They really don't allow any opponent to get over like 20 points. So, and the Brahmas, the way they want to beat you, I mean, look, quarterback's fine, but they don't, they run the ball. They can run the ball here. They're going to eat up the clock. I think the move on the total is right. This is probably one of my favorite plays here. I like the under. It's already 38, but that's the way that I would probably look here. I think Dormady just, they're gonna run the ball. I think San Antonio thinks they can run the ball and control the game here against
Bless you.
woo against these
Bless you.
guys, Big Boss. So give me the under here before I get COVID.
Nah, you'll be all right, man. No COVID. We're not claiming that. But yeah, the defense over here at the Brahmas, and I don't really see that clearly, but I mean, it's true. They're
The
number two
Brahmas are
total.
1-5 to the under so far.
They're number two in passing defense, and they're number five in rushing defense. So
Mm.
shutting down the pass definitely keeps a lot of points off of the board. So I like what you're saying with the under. I don't know, the squeeze of 40 in. I have to be real confident in the under, the squeeze of 40 in. If anything, I would be trying to say let it keep going down, and I'll go over. Maybe this game
Well,
probably will be.
Houston's defensive numbers outside of that Birmingham game, and that's Birmingham. So a lot of their number, Birmingham going to beat you up, and uh,
Yeah.
so they're Houston has good defensive numbers. So I think I'm going under.
Yeah, I like it, but I think I'm gonna just stick on with the Houston plus the points in this
All
one. I
right.
can't make a move on that. But honestly speaking, and capping the capper from what we seen said here on today on the show, I think that if you have the capability of betting this game live will be a better look because you'll kind of see what the teams are looking like for the day. Because I mean, what's his Lovett over there runs the ball a lot at the Brahmas. He had a small injury or hiccup last week. I'm not sure how he's bouncing back from that, but he had the biggest game of the UFL yards wise, 139 yards on the ground last week.
Yeah, it seems like it doesn't matter who they're putting in there. They're having success running the ball.
Yeah,
And I
but
like that.
it was in a loss though. That was the crazy part.
No, but no one.
Loss.
Yeah.
So that kind of worries me. But that's pretty much it for the week. So I'll go over my plays for the day, and then Ramon will let you guys know where he's going overall. So I'm taking a money line parlay from the Renegades to the Birmingham Stallions today, and tomorrow, which Sunday, I'm going to be looking to take the Houston Roughnecks in this one right here. And then also I'm going to take the DC Defenders to defend America's team, as they call them. I don't like that though. That makes them sound like the Cowboys, and I don't want to be the Cowboys. I want to be more like the Yankees. American team, DC Defenders at home. Bring out the beer steak. I think they're going to win on the even game right there. Would you go back over yours for them, Ramon?
Today I like Arlington minus the points. We're laying probably 6 here now. Hey, if you want to buy it down, I don't have a problem with it. When I was on a chat and I said I like Arlington, they were 4.5. Big Boss agreed at the time, but the line has moved since then. No problem. I like Arlington here. I also went against Big Boss, and I like St. Louis +4 here against Birmingham in the big game of the season. I'm just expecting it to be a great game, maybe come down to the wire. Maybe the big, great field goal kicker can decide it with his leg. I'll also take the Michigan Panthers to win against DC. I'm taking Michigan on the road to win against those defenders. So, well, that's okay. And in the final game of the week, I will take the under with San Antonio and Houston. San Antonio looking to run the ball, control the game, eat the clock, and they'll be under 38, I believe. It says 40 here. I think I got to go under a little more, but that's okay. Going under.
There it is there. Oh, and also I am on the other side, and I have Birmingham minus the 4 points as well for the week. So great show, man. I appreciate you for extending out that extra little bit. I know you work a hard 2 hours in the morning, so this is extra, but it's always fun to be on camera with you, and it's giving the people what they want, Ramon.
Somebody got to give us some UFL action. I would say that results are mixed so far from what everybody's saying about if they're following the league closely or not. Maybe they could have done a little bit better job. We'll see with this big game today, and then maybe once the postseason rolls around a little bit. So we'll see, Big Boss.
There it is there, man. Big shout out to the chat, my man Smoking Members, new member to the Who-Bangin Sports Talk family, and also my man AT33 from North Carolina. OG Wham tapped in with the hit the like button, and also Billy Briz. We got to get you on here, Billy, next week. I'll send you the link again, and hopefully we get you up over here and have even more fun as it goes down to the wire, because what we get week 8 next week, that'll be a great week as well. That's it for me. Make sure you go check out my man Ramon every Monday for 2 hours straight on all the sports on the board. So if you have any questions, he answers his chat, so you can go over there and get in the chat. They talking over there in the chat too. So if you like, I used to be, my capping time is at a different time nowadays, so I'm not capping when you're hot on right there, but sometimes I do come back to see what you have to say about some games if I catch you on the same game. So no matter if you do baseball, football, tennis, would you do NASCAR too? No matter what it is, you can go over there to my man Ramon on Tony Picks early every morning and get the goods.
Thanks, Big Boss. We'll catch you more UFL action next time.
Yes, sir. And we are out of here. Y'all have a great weekend. Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Make that money and get those flowers for those mothers. We out.
What up, Thu?
Lock in your wins with Djbigboss's UFL picks. Want the inside scoop on the upcoming UFL games? Tune in to DJ Bigboss's UFL betting show, live every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there.